Our guest is Marilyn Manson. He and Alice Cooper are touring in Masters of Madness, a shock therapy tour. You intend to shock people.
I think the best and only way you can shock people is with light sockets. I actually bought a ring. It's called the suicide ring, and it's just a light socket thing.
Suicide ring?
Yeah, and you just plug it in the light socket. Boom, you're shocked.
Oh, I see. You kill yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sarcastic art piece, but I thought it would be good for an engagement ring.
You think you're misunderstood?
No, I'm just understood differently by everyone. I think that's the best way. It's almost like Mickey Mouse. You know,
How did you get
evolve? You can't really evolve. It's the way that.
How'd you get famous? What made you? What did something happen? Was it a hit record? What happened?
I think it was a moment in pop culture, in MTV, in rock and roll. It followed grunge. And Alice even said this. He said, someone asked him, what did you think when you first saw Marilyn Manson? And, you know, because a lot of people have always said, oh, it's just like Alice Cooper, you know, girl's name and so forth. And he said, thank God somebody finally did something exciting after grunge. And for me, you know, I went to college briefly at Broward Community College. I went for about 3 months, and I took theater and journalism. And I learned how to spell blonde with an E if it's a girl. And I learned to speak in front of people. But for the most part, I'm shy, even though what I do on stage completely would not give you that impression.
Do you date?
Do I date? I have a partner, a girl.
I
don't like to use the word girlfriend.
But you're heterosexual.
Oh, I'm very heterosexual. What kind of question was that?
It was a same question.
No, I didn't know.
Marilyn.
No, I didn't know if you asked me on a date.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You said you voted for the first time in 2008, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Who'd you vote for?
Well, I voted for Obama.
Did you vote for him again in 2012?
I didn't like the whole process of voting because they didn't even ask my name. I didn't even present a driver's license. I just thought it was so random. But
Well, you had to be on the voting list.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how it worked. It was very.
Where did you vote? In what city did you vote?
In Burbank at a hotel.
You just walked in and voted?
Yeah.
So you're now against voting?
No, I'm just, you know, you're a king, so you should be into like the monarchy system.
I could issue decrees. Well, John Kennedy once said, the public really would love a kind king.
That's true.
Which is leave me alone and do things.
Yeah, I was very obsessed with Kennedy right after the whole Columbine thing that I got blamed for. And I made a record. Well, I just remember sitting watching TV in Chicago, and I saw this taking place on TV. And I go, I know I'm gonna get blamed for this. You know, it's not like when.
Why were you blamed for Columbine?
They didn't have. It was the best face to attach to at the time, because I put myself in the role of villain, because I think villains are the key to any good story. But even starting with the Bible.
Did you endorse mass shootings?
No, absolutely not.
So why you in Columbine?
Because I happened to have a song in The Matrix that just come out, and they're shooting, and I had a video on TV called Rock is Dead. The kids weren't even fans of me. I think they probably thought that I was too much of a sissy because I was wearing lipstick. I don't really know. I don't know what's going on with them.
Well, you must have got a bad rap from that.
Yeah, it kind of put my whole career on hold. But a lot of people don't know about it because I had to really take an active stance legally against a lot of news places for using Marilyn Manson, which is trademarked, much like Mickey Mouse. It's not.
Did you sue people?
No, but I had to put a cease and desist order, so now people don't talk about it. So in some ways, I feel mad that, you know, other than Bowling for Columbine, which a lot of people at airports and things like that always say, oh, I didn't know you're so smart, what you said in Bowling for Columbine. And I always want to say, I didn't know you're so stupid, but I don't know you. But, you know, I just said the simplest thing of all.
Which is?
I just said nobody listened to him. If they would just listen to me. Michael Moore asked me what I would say, and I said I would just listen. That's probably
when Columbine happened, though, as soon as it happened, did you know you were going to be somehow involved?
Before they were showing anything, they said a gang of kids wearing Marilyn Manson T-shirts shot up a school or something live on Fox, and I was saying, oh, this is why, you know. So now I think that I've been blamed for about 36 school shootings. But you know, other than, it's hard for me to have. I can have empathy, I can have sympathy, I can have different feelings about. But I met one of the survivors from Columbine, the kid that's in the wheelchair that's in the Michael Moore documentary. And other than that, I don't know these people personally. So I don't, I can't feel bad. I don't like to have that fake sympathy that everyone has on TV, and they're crying for people they don't know. I'm not a misanthrope. I'm not a nihilist. I'm not an atheist. I believe in spirituality, but it just really has to come from somewhere else. I grew up Christian. I was.
But don't you feel sadness for people who just happened to be in a building on 9/11?
Well, I can't
feel empathy for them.
Yeah, of course. I don't mean that I'm insensitive to it. I just mean I don't know them, so I can't personally. If it was someone that I knew that got hurt, of course, yeah. There's so many bad things that happen in the world. If you felt bad about all of them, it's just like love. If you love everyone, it's kind of dilutes it. But you can't. I just learned a long time ago. You can't change the world. You can just try to make it something in it. And I think that's my spirituality. That if believing in putting something into the world. If you take all the basic principles of any religion, it's usually about creation. There's also destruction, but creation, essentially, I was raised, I went to a Christian school because my parents wanted me to get a better education, but it ended up just when I got kicked out, I got beat up more by the public school kids. But then I go to like my friend's Passover, and I thought that, I was like, this is more fun than...
Passover's fun.
Yeah, it's like a drinking game.
You're a spiritual person, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm a romantic.
Music may be his first love, but Marilyn's exploring a new medium. We're going to show you that and talk about it after this.